Well, now we know. We are the fourth best team in the conference. This Lions team is pretty good. We saw it in the All-22. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Goff is precision, and they're a very physical team. That's what we got in that game today. They were physical. They out-physicaled us. Goff was extremely, he was like a doctor with a scalpel. He was just cutting things up. Some of the passes he made into coverage they're really incredible. I mean, we had good coverage. We can't blame our secondary. We can't blame our coverage, our linebackers, nobody for this loss. And they didn't make mistakes. There was just not a whole lot of mistakes there. The Buccaneers were put in a bind, I think, very quickly, where we felt like we were behind and we had to try and push too hard to do things. Baker really felt rushed, and it wasn't because of the pressure. I think the offensive line did well, but we will find out. We're going to watch the All-22 starting Tuesday, live stream 6 p.m. But tomorrow, live stream 6 p.m., we're going to talk about this game and just kind of get it out of our system. But I feel like the offensive line did pretty well in pass protection. Baker just felt like he had to do more than he was able to. The receivers, I don't feel like held up their end. The Lions were much more physical than the Buccaneers were. Godwin, we should have thrown it to him 20 times in this game. He seemed to be the only receiver that was really doing anything. The Lions defense was just lighting our guys up, and all across the board. And I felt like the Buccaneers defense wasn't. We were trying to be too smart, and we were not getting the hits in that we should have. Now, we had great coverage. Our guys were doing great coverage, but Goff and his receivers were working together extremely well. Extremely well. It was a very good game. The Lions brought their A game, and I feel like the Buccaneers brought their B+ game. And we said if they both brought their A games, the Buccaneers were going to win. But number of things that I didn't count on. The fan base didn't show up. It was easily 60% Lions in that stadium. You got to stop that. Fans, show up. Show up. And we've got Al Bundy won the prediction. He said that the Lions were going to win it 23-21. The score ended up being, 20-6. So he was the closest. It was only Al and Tom were the only ones in the live stream who picked the Lions to win. Hey, got to hand it to you guys. You saw it. You knew it. We were just hoping that the Buccaneers would come out of this bye week a little bit stronger than they did. That was very disappointing to me that, we had a bye week. We had plenty of time to plan for this game, and we just didn't seem to have the oomph, the juice to get what we needed. The Lions are just the better team. But we do know we're the fourth best team in the conference. There's really no doubt about that. Everybody in our division lost today, so we didn't take a step back. We are still leading the division, and it seemed like everybody in the conference took a step back as well. The Philadelphia Eagles lost today. The San Francisco 49ers lost today. So there are no more undefeated teams. It seemed like everybody kind of got smacked today. And I think the Buccaneers were one of them too. We learned a lot from this game. One of the things we learned is we got to be more physical. Got to be more physical, guys. And Todd Bowles has talked about that all year long, that he wants us to be more physical. We need to be more physical. I think we did good at getting pressure, but Goff just sliced us up. And we had good coverage too. So, I can't knock the guys for that. It was really good coverage. Nothing on the secondary, nothing on the linebackers. I think it was more our offense that just we just got beat up. We got punched in the mouth, and our offense, basically our receivers were kind of scared to catch the ball, it seemed like to me. But we'll look at it on the All-22. Anyhow, guys, it's a loss that we kind of, we were like, well, the Lions look pretty good. They're a good team. They are a good team. They just don't make mistakes. Very solid around the whole team. And they're very physical. So, we kind of expected to lose, maybe. Some of us didn't expect to lose, but it was always a thought. So now we know. We're fourth in the division. It's a long season. We can pull out of this. We can get better. They can get worse. So anyhow, that's all I got to say, guys. It's a tough loss. It is what it is. We were in our creamsicles. We were at home. I thought that was the advantage we were going to get, but I didn't realize that so many Detroit fans were going to show up. Who is selling Detroit fans their tickets? Stop doing that. Bucs fans, show up. MK, I know you were there, so we got that. Anyhow, tough game, but it's not the end of the world. Actually, nothing has changed for us. We still are at the top of our division, and that's all that matters. We're just going to get better and better and better throughout the year. This was actually a pretty decent game for us. I felt like Baker was a little too rushed. He felt like he had to keep, from the beginning, we were behind, and he was trying to do too much. Our receivers weren't on the same page with him on some things, and it just felt like we just couldn't get our footing underneath us. But actually, I think the score was a little more lopsided than it looked on the field. The Lions were a very good team. They did not make mistakes. They were more physical than us, and that's just how it is. So we're going to do the live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're going to talk about this game, see what everybody else thinks. I want to know what you think. Did you see the same things that I did? Because it seemed to me pretty much exactly what we saw on the All-22. We just didn't, as the Buccaneers, didn't hold up our end of it. If we would have brought our A game, I think it would have been a much better game. But it is what it is. So we're still leaders of the division. Everybody else lost. So can't be mad about that. Anyhow, till next time, tomorrow, live stream, 6 p.m. Until next time, go Bucs.